Hello ladies and gentlemen, Panzer here. So there's been rumours floating around about a possible MOBA mode coming to Overwatch, and I thought that might be a fun thing to talk about today. Personally, I don't really believe that such a mode might actually appear in Overwatch, but let's talk about it anyway. So for those who aren't aware, the MOBA mode is essentially like the weekly brawl we had not that long ago. And it's where you have hero selection only at the beginning of a round, and no further changes are possible until the round has ended. This means that whatever you pick, that's what you're locked into. On top of this, having lanes, towers, and AI minions are also staples of a typical MOBA. But can any of this really work in Overwatch? Well, first things first, the hero switching mechanic is a core part of Overwatch. Being able to adapt and change is important, especially for competitive play. So removing that seems counterintuitive, but it would make team compositions more important than ever, since picking the right heroes will matter that much more. Personally, I don't really like that idea, although it might just be because I tend to play and learn at the same time, so I want to be able to switch characters if I find that I'm not playing so well with my chosen hero, and I find that this would probably just make that a lot harder. But that's just really a personal preference. But what about the other aspects of MOBAs? Well, AI minions might not be too bad an idea. For example, building ultimate charge could be done by getting minion kills to a degree. Thinking back to Titanfall, a game that had both PvP and PvE mixed into a single mode, the idea of AI minions in a team-based shooter is something that might actually work, particularly for players who aren't so good at aiming or maybe aren't too used to playing their chosen character or role yet. Having AI minions does actually take some of that pressure away, so it might not be too bad an idea after all. But what of lanes then? Well, the traditional MOBA laning with towers and such is a bit hard to imagine working in Overwatch. On one hand, the idea of towers doesn't seem to make sense to me. After all, we already have such competent defense heroes such as Torbjorn, Bastion, and Symmetra, that it seems like towers might end up being unnecessary. Although, the idea of lanes might not be so bad. My take on this idea is really just where objective modes are split into separate lanes and objectives, so once they're taken, they can be recaptured, and if we base this on 2 lanes, it's easily doable by teams of 6. For that matter, even 3 lanes might work just fine, so yeah, the basic idea would just be a sort of multi-lane tug of war. The only downside to a mode like this is that rounds would end up lasting much longer. As it is, competitive matches that go all the way to sudden death are already considered excessively long. So if such a mode were to be implemented, care must be taken to balance it accordingly. Overall, there are some aspects of MOBAs that would make for an interesting game mode in Overwatch, but I think attempting to replicate MOBAs in a traditional sense in every way would not make for a particularly enjoyable mode. I definitely would like to see some variety in the game modes in future, and some of these elements could make for a good mode. But what do you guys think? Would a MOBA mode work in Overwatch? Would you want to play it if it was added? And if you could come up with your own game mode, what would it be like? Let me know down in the comments below, and don't forget to leave a like if you've enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. My name is Panzer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.